aka Boondoggle Bliss, coming to you from sunny California, where I'm sitting in my nook trying to entertain Gigi, but she's been a little needy, so pardon any distractions we may have. Today I have a episode about the state of the resale industry. So I am going to read to you a report. Yeah, it's going to be kind of dry. It's not going to be like fun with me showing you stuff. So it's going to be kind of, but hopefully the information is really interesting to you if you're in the reselling business, and it could be your anchor activity. And so the anchor activity, I said anchor activity. Have I talked to you guys about what a anchor activity is to me? I don't remember. So let me tell you what an anchor activity is to me. To me, when I'm listing, taking pictures, writing descriptions, and doing all that repetitive work, I need something to keep me occupied in my mind. So that's what I call an anchor activity. And an example of that is listening to NPR, listening to TED videos on YouTube, watching a Netflix movie, kind of like having that sound in the background, having something my mind can engage with while I'm doing those repetitive motions of taking pictures. I mean, obviously, my favorite thing is taking pictures. So when I'm taking pictures, I'm kind of in my groove. But if I have to list, then that repetitive motion, that thing I have to do, I just, it's not fun. So my mind starts going. And you know what I mean when I say that, right? So like, let's say I took some pictures and I'm like, okay, I took all these pictures and I'm going to create some listings, new with tags. Wait, was someone at the door? Let me go check. Let me go downstairs and see if someone is at the door. Oh, no one. Okay, well, while I'm down here, let me check if there's something in the fridge that I can make for dinner later on tonight. No, there is not, so I'm probably going to go to the store. And then, so when I drop off my shipping, oh yeah, I got to do shipping. Okay, hold on. Let me go do shipping. And then I'm going to go to the store. Thinking about store, did I order that thing off of Amazon that I was supposed to order? Crap. Let me put that on my to-do list. So I'm looking at my to-do list. Oh, crap. I was supposed to do that one thing. Let me go do that. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, my text message just came in. Let me see what's going on. Oh, it's John. I have to record the game for him. That's right. So let me turn on the TV and record the game for him. Oh, that show? Isn't that show on Netflix? Let me go see if that show on Netflix came. Wait, tomorrow, 13 Reasons Why is coming out on Netflix. I got to make sure to watch it. Let me put a little reminder in my phone. Talking about reminders, I was supposed to find out when Levi is coming home from school because I got to go pick it. Crap, doesn't he have a wrestling tournament this Saturday? I got to wash his singlet for this Saturday. I was supposed to call that lady because I was supposed to sell her that thing on Saturday. Do I have her number? Let me go find her number. And off and on and off and on. My mind is going in 1 million directions, like little synapses just snapping. Boop, 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 boop. And I can't focus. So that is what an anchor activity is to me. Sorry for the long explanation, but I think you know what I'm talking about. So where was I going with this? So long story short, maybe this video of me just reading a report could be an anchor activity for you. So when you're selling, when you're listing, when you're taking pictures, you can listen to this information and it might be helpful. So without further ado, we're going to jump into this report. And just real quick, the report is from ThredUp. So if you've been hanging out with me for a while, you know I cite this report frequently. I've done it, I think, the last 3 years. The last 2 years on YouTube, and then before that I was doing something on Facebook or Instagram. I know last year on Instagram I posted a bunch of snapshots of the little pieces of the information that were really good in the report. So I really like this report. And I'm going to show you that this report is it's a general industry snapshot, not just what ThredUp is selling. It's not about that. It's what is happening in our industry, in the secondhand reselling world, in the, liquidation business, whatever you want to call it, fashion liquidation, whatnot. And I think this is useful information. So ThredUp, good job on publishing this report. We love it. Don't ever stop. I wish other platforms were publishing something to this effect. Yeah. Let's get going, shall we? Okay, so I'm going to read to you the foreword from James Reinhart, who's the co-founder and CEO of ThredUp. Okay. I often get asked if resale as a category has hit the mainstream. People want to know if it's had its breakout moment yet. Has it arrived? The answer is sort of. Let me explain. The truth is more people are shopping secondhand than ever before. That's right. In fact, 1 in 3 women shopped secondhand last year, not just at ThredUp or in the apparel, but across all categories. Consumers are shopping smarter and thinking secondhand first. And the number of people who are trying secondhand for the first time is rapidly increasing. 70% of new customers who shopped on ThredUp were first-time resale shoppers. 70% exclamation mark. There's a powerful transformation of the modern closet happening, and resale is a key driver. Boom! We're in the right industry, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gigi's over there. Resale as a category isn't alone. The modern consumer now has a choice between shopping traditional retail or trying new, innovative business models. New apparel experiences and brands are emerging at record rates to replace old ones. Rental, subscription, resale, direct to consumer, and more. The closet of the future is going to look very different from the closet of today. When you get that perfectly curated assortment from Stitch Fix, or subscribe to Rent the Runway's everyday service, or find that killer handbag on ThredUp you never could have afforded new, you start realizing how much your preferences and behavior is changing. But innovation can be messy, and that's where I think we are in the innovation cycle. Sometimes the clothes don't fit. Sometimes the quality doesn't match the price. Sometimes customer service is uneven or shipping times mess with the best laid plan. Remember, behind all of these major forces in apparel and complex and sophisticated platforms, only starting to mature. As William Gibson, the famous science fiction writer, once remarked, "The future is here, it's just not evenly distributed." The apparel evolution taking place is less than 8 years old. We're all trying to supplant a tradition that Marshall Field pioneered 100 years ago. There's a powerful transformation, I already read that, of a modern closet happening, and I'm proud that resale is a key driver of this transformation. If you haven't seen it firsthand, ask a group of friends to compare the closet of 10 years ago to the closet of today. We did a comparison in this year's report, and boy, it makes it for an interesting conversation. Thank you for picking up a copy of our 6th annual report. We're excited to share it with you. So this is a forward, and when he said 6, that's right. There are 5 reports on their website that you can go and read up and look at from years past. It's really interesting. So, before I dive into this actual report, let me go to the very back where you can see where they received their information, because I just want you to know it's a credible source. It's not just some random report someone put together. So, They've gotten their data from Crunchbase, ThredUp Shopper Trends, which there's a small piece of it in here. Edited Retail Analytics. So they must like subscribe to all those fancy reports that the consulting companies put together that I can't afford. I was looking at one time, and then I went to like put it in my in basket, and it said $750. I'm like, never. I thought it'd be like $75. I would have spent that, but $750, heck no. But there are big companies that can afford it. Water and Resource Action Program, and you'll see because they talk about green, sustainable clothing, reusable clothing. U.S. Geological Survey, U.S. Census Bureau, U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, Los Angeles County Shared Mobility Action Plan, Handbook of Life Cycle Assessment of Textile and Clothing, which is a great little piece of information to read about if you're into that part of reselling. And then there is a article from Britain that is really interesting. I actually looked at it. So let's see. So that's their source of information. The biggest three that are, I saved them for last: global data, market sizing, and growth estimates. If you go to global data, you can see that they're a very good analytics company. Then they have a global data consumer survey, and the consumer survey, so ThredUp worked with global data to survey people. They surveyed 2,000 women in February of 2018. The survey asked a number of questions about shopping behavior and attitudes. The sample was designated to be representative of age, income, and geographical distributions in the U.S. And of course, they use the ThredUp information as well. So let's go look at it. Bunch of good stuff. I haven't analyze it too much, so I don't know what I'm going to say yet, but I'm just going to go through it. So the new normal, resale market will reach $41 billion by 2022. The first graph says apparel takes biggest slice of the resale pie, and they show a 20 billion apparel market graph. Of that 20 billion, 49% is apparel, clothes, shoes, and accessories. So we always say, and I heard someone actually say that of the resale world, there's a small chunk of activity happening in apparel. But actually, looking at this report, that is not true. Almost half of the resale activity is in the apparel, clothes, shoes, accessories area. 20% in media and electronics, 13% in books, 11% in homeware and furniture, 18% as other. So that's a big chunk, okay? It's much bigger than it used to be. Let's just say that. Then they have a graph called Resale Disruptors, Drive Category Growth, and it's based on 2017 and 2018 growth rates. And it's comparing the resale disruptors to all apparel retail, off-price retail, and traditional resale. And 49%, 24 times faster. Resale is growing 24 times faster than retail. Yes, people, that's a big number. Then I love this. Leading resale disruptors. Well, of course, they're going to put themselves first. ThredUp. Then they called out The RealReal, which is, of course, the luxury marketplace. Poshmark, peer-to-peer marketplace, which all of them no, not all of them, because RealReal and ThredUp are not peer-to-peer. Never mind, scratch that. They also called out additional players. Rebag, and if you're ever looking for a bag, a designer bag, Rebag is the best place to go buy one. Depop, which I recently started doing. Depop is a different kind of beast than I'm used to with Poshmark and Mercari. It's more avant-garde, you can say, kind of artsy, edgy, unique, funky. So we'll see where it goes. I'm having fun with it. Tradesy and Grailed. Bye-bye stigma. Thrifting is going mainstream. I love this. 1 in 3 women shopped secondhand last year. Can you believe that? 1 in 3. 44 million women shopped secondhand in 2017 compared to 35 million in 2016. So I dare you, check out the prior report, especially from year 1 when they did it, year 2, year 3, and you can see those numbers rising. It's really interesting. Resale is capturing market share. So they're comparing the retail apparel to the resale apparel, and they're showing that in 2017, 360 billion retail apparel, 20 billion resale, and then even though the retail apparel industry increased to 400 billion, they only had a 2% annual growth, and the resale apparel industry went from 20 billion to 41 billion. That shows a 15% annual growth. Well, okay, I said it's going to, but I just looked at the date down below. It says 2022. So this is a forecast, okay? Forecast. ThredUp converts skeptics. 70% of ThredUp customers had never thrifted before. Isn't that interesting? That is really interesting, isn't it? Because you know, these apps like Poshmark, Mercari, ThredUp, they make secondhand appear cool, you know? I think that's what it is. Okay. And then for those skeptics that say, oh, this is just a fad, it's not a fad. Thrift quickly became a lifestyle. Used replaces new in thrift closets. And this here shows a graph, percentage of items in thrifted closets that were purchased used. In 2012, your closet was 11% used. In 2017, 24% used. In my case, it's like 80% used, 80%. It went from 0% to like 80, probably 90 in the future. But the future closet, based on their analytics, in 2020 will be 40% used. So that's a big increase. I think it's going to be more, but you know. Thrifters plan to buy 2 times the amount of used clothing in the next 5 years. So, ladies and gents, our industry will double. 3 surprising facts you didn't know about thrifters. 66% of consumers use thrift to buy better brands they would otherwise never pay full price for. Then that's true. That's exactly what's happening with me. I could never afford all these freaking Nordy's dresses, work dresses. I used to shop there, but I could only afford, a few a month. I couldn't spend $2,000 on it. Yeah, so very true. Recession spark thrift activity. Well, yeah, you guys know that. A surge in the first-time thrifters started in 2008. 13% of the most active thrifters are millionaires. Who would have thought? I still think that the richer you are, the cheaper you get. Seriously. Penny pinchers. I swear to God, it just reminds me of that guy that had his grandson, Getty. He had his grandson kidnapped, and he wouldn't want to put up the ransom. He was such a penny pincher that he installed phones in his freaking payphones in his freaking house. So when people were calling somewhere else from his house, they had to put in quarters or whatever money they used in the country he was in. Yeah. I'm just saying. Who thrifts the most and why? This is interesting. Millennials' shopping habits. It's complicated. So you got to go through this with me because it is kind of complicated and you'll see why. Millennials. So those are the 18 through 24-year-olds based on the definition of this report, but I kind of think I'm a millennial. I'm just saying. Mind, body, and spirit. I'm a millennial. So 18 to 24-year-olds are the group most likely to discard an item after 1 to 5 wears. So yeah, you know, fast fashion, Forever 21, whatever, you buy it, wear a few times, off we go. So they are wasteful, but listen to this. They are the most impulsive shoppers. So if you look at the age groups, 18 to 24, 49% are impulsive. 25 to 34, 46%. 35 to 44, 43, 40, blah, 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 blah. You can see the rest. Percentage of purchases that are impulse buys. You can see as we grow older, we become wiser. Thrifting solves the millennial dilemma. 40% of 18 to 24-year-olds shopped resale last year. That's more than any other age group under 45. 40%. But those millennials hate waste. 77% of millennials prefer to buy from environmentally conscious brands. They are most likely to switch to thrift because of environmental reasons. So 35% of millennials are more likely to switch. That's compared to 27% on average. So to them, even though they are wasteful, they hate waste. So when you're selling kind of, you know, to that age group, keep that in mind. Use that to your advantage. How? I don't know yet, but something to keep in the back of your nugget. Retail is changing, not dying. I love this graph. I can stare at it forever. So meet the closet of the future. I'm probably going to put that one on Instagram after I do this video. Meet the closet of the future. So they're comparing the closet of 2007 to present day. This is a 2018 report, so it's based on 2017 data. Present day 2017 and compared to 10 years from now, which is 2027. And they have it separated by colors. If you're listing right now and taking pictures, maybe this is the moment where you kind of could come in and see this, because I don't know if I can like describe everything in fully detail to the point where you don't have to look at it. But I love seeing the growth and the forecast. So resale, which is ThredUp, eBay, Plato's Closets, Poshmark, Mercari, whatever, going from in the past 3% to 6% to 11% in 2027. Then subscription services, so Rent the Runway, Stitch Fix, and all of that also is seeing a great increase. Now, Amazon is interesting because it really was non-existent in 2007. It's kind of being a little bling on the radar now, and Amazon 4% in the future. Not big enough kind of to grab this industry, but it's on the radar. Then direct-to-consumer, which direct-to-consumer is what? Everlane, ASOS, so they're websites. They don't have storefronts, they're websites, and they go directly to consumer. They are grabbing a nice chunk of this customer base. Then off-price. You might have heard me say off-price before. Those are your TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls, Home Goods. Those are all off-price retail operations. They are also increasing nicely, which is great for us. Fast fashion from 7% to 9% and 10%, which is not a huge growth, is going to be in the future. So that's Zara, Forever 21, all those turn and burn kind of places. Mid-priced specialty, which is going down. So your Gap, Ann Taylor, Banana Republic, J. Crew, those are going from 26% down to 20% and then to 14%. So they are decreasing based on the statistics. Then we have value chains, which are, in my mind, kind of really holding steady, such as Walmart, Target type places. They're just like do. Then department stores. You guys know, based on what I'm seeing, what you're probably seeing, department stores are closing across the country, and I just think that model is no longer attractive. It's not to say it's not going to come back, but it's no longer attractive, and there is a lot of information as to why. And so if you're interested in that, read up on it. But department stores in 2007 was 23%. Today, 14%. In the future, 10%. So it's a value proposition that's going down. And other retailers also, such as Costco, QVC, are going down. 17, 15, 10%. Not as drastic as the department stores, but nonetheless going down. So on the right side here, we have retail disruptors will own nearly 1/3 of closets by offering fun experiences at low prices. 1/3. So these are your disruptors over here. Resale will be larger than fast fashion as consumer rethink eco-impact of apparel. That's right. This is a great time if you are into upcycling apparel. I think this is the best market to enter, the best time to enter this market. If you look at Etsy, it's growing. There will never be a better time to enter this market than today. Why? Because people are going to go into it more and more, and it's going to become more competitive. So if you've been thinking about something like that, as you're kind of looking into your future and what do you want to do, if you're thinking about it, jump on it now and create a presence for yourself. Get your style out there. It's never going to get any better to enter than now. And then resale is growing 9 times faster than legacy retailers. That's what we're calling department stores now. Legacy retailers. Isn't that crazy? Legacy. I remember legacy systems at my old company. Those are those DOS-based computer things. Anyway, the shift to thrift. Deeper discounts attract bargain hunters. Very true. 50% of ThredUp customers shifted spend from off-price to thrift. And I know that's true because I went from shopping at TJ Maxx, Marshalls to thrift. Very, very much so. That's funny. That was my evolution. Anyway, the same thrill but better deals. Shoppers spend less on resale but get more overall retail value. Hold on, let me read that again. The same thrill but better deals. Shoppers spend less on resale but get more overall retail value. Resale, I see what you're saying. 135 billion in value, 41 billion spent resale. And then off price, 74 billion spent, 123 billion in retail. That's interesting. I gotta digest that. Treasure hunters rejoice. ThredUp. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, ThredUp. Yeah, okay. Variety rules. Endless new arrivals and brands win customers. So, look at the Zara model. I've talked about Zara before. Zara wins because of the endless new items in their store. I mean, it's like Zara's buy now or never see again kind of market. And so that's what keeps it interesting, right? So I think that's the same thing with Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, because every time you go shopping, there's something new to look at. Whereas department stores, if you're a shopaholic and you go to the department stores twice a week because you love shopping, you're going to see the same crap over and over and over again. So the novelty aspect is fascinating. So anyway, number of unique apparel items stocked, 9.9 million items on Amazon, 8.2 8,000 items at TJ Maxx. ThredUp, 1.7 million items. ThredUp sells 4 TJ Maxx stores worth of items each day. That's fascinating. And then number of individual brands stocked. On Amazon, we have 10,000 brands. At TJ Maxx, 359 brands. On ThredUp, 35 freaking thousand. ThredUp carries 3 times more brands than Amazon. And I'm sure that's, when you think of ThredUp, it's probably like Poshmark and all of that. They're the variety and, there's so much, right? Okay. Thrill of the hunt. 62% of consumers switch to thrift because of constant new arrivals. 1,000 new arrivals added to ThredUp each hour. I believe that. I've done some reporting on Poshmark, same thing. Wallet share shakeup. Where consumers plan to shift spend. Oh yeah, that's another really good visual. Where will you spend more or less in the next 5 years? And so it compares less in this pretty salmon color and more in this nice minty green color. So resale. Check this out. More. 71% of consumers plan to spend more on resale shopping. 71%. Subscription and rental, 32%. Direct to consumer, 38%. Amazon, 43%. Value chain, Walmart, Target, 20%. And less, 49%. Off price, it's only going down by 1%, not a big deal. Mall brands, Gap and Taylor, blah, 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 25%. And then department stores, 71% less, only 3%. 71% of consumers plan to spend less in department store. 71%, everybody. I'm like trying to figure out what are all these huge places like Macy's going to do? What are they going to do? They need to quickly revamp their, value chain and figure this thing out. The hyper-consumption antidote. Thrift offsets rampant throwaway culture. Yes. Think of those big landfills. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to read this quote first here and then go over the stats. In case you missed it, fashion is the second most polluting industry in the world, surpassed only by petroleum. Picking up and disposing of brand new clothes all the time drives demand for non-stop manufacturing, which contributes to the fashion industry's incredible waste. When you buy something old and previously loved, you're extending its lifespan and reducing its carbon footprint. Emily Farah, editor, Vogue. Strike a pose. That consumption problem. Over 1/3 of women wear an item less than 5 times before getting rid of it. So, a third of us wear something less than 5 times before throwing it away. 43% of all purchases are impulse buys. So don't forget, millennials are the ones that will impulse buy quicker or more frequently. I apologize for the wrong use of the word. 43% of all purchases are impulse buys. I love those impulse buyers on Poshmark. 70% of an average woman's closet goes unworn. You've probably read that somewhere before. And that is the reason why I have so much crap to sell all the time, because I'm rotating my closet and selling everything. The second-hand solution, buying a used garment, extend its life on average by 2.2 years. So we're just kind of delaying going to the dump. Nonetheless, it's a huge impact, you know what I mean? Which reduces carbon waste and water footprint by 73%. Boom. So you know all those haters of resellers at Goodwill? Anytime someone's like, oh, you're a reseller, you're blah, 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 blah. Why don't you show them a snapshot of this? Yeah, and say you are contributing to the improvement of the environment. All right. Global groundswell, the eco-impact of everyone shopped thrift. Items upcycled on ThredUp. 52 million. 17 million? Okay, items upcycled on ThredUp. Past 5 years, 52 million. That's enough items to cover the state of California. In 2017, 17 million. If everyone bought used instead of new for just 1 year, we'd save, let's check this out, 165 pounds of CO2. All the cars in Los Angeles taken off the road for 4 years, that's an equivalent to that. 350 billion kilowatts of electricity, which is equivalent to the annual power consumption of 32 million homes. 13 T? 13 T? 13 teramillion gallons of water? I don't know what measurement that is. Call me stupid, I don't know what measurement. But anyway, what it's equivalent to is water for all California for 14 years. And we have a lot of peeps in California. Slowing down fast fashion. ThredUp offers the thrill of new arrivals without the environmental cost. Last year, ThredUp recycled 340,000 fast fashion items. That means they sold that many fast fashion. Forever 21, Zara, H&M. Dude, when you're thrifting, you're helping the environment. I need to make t-shirts of that. Amazon merch, I'm coming your way. Circular and sustainable fashion. So circular fashion is the concept of recycling fashion, making it beautiful again over and over and over again. I think we need to do more of that. If every garment was given a second life, we would reduce waste and emissions by 73%. What is circular fashion? Reuse or recycle everything, keep products and materials in use, source sustainable fabrics and materials. And you know, they're talking about that. I was going to talk about Eileen Fisher, and there was someone else who actually used the old stuff to make new stuff again. Going green means greener profits. 75% of consumers are more likely to buy from eco-friendly brands. Remember that statistic on millennials? They love eco-friendly brands. Yep. Circular fashion pioneers, Eileen Fisher. We start by designing our closet to last, so they'll stay in your closet longer. When you're done, we take them back. Well, I mean, I don't return them. I sell them. But I love Eileen Fisher. Like, yeah, it's not fancy. Oh, I have like a zit here or something. Have you guys been watching Dr. Pimple Popper on YouTube? Fascinating. I am a pimpleaholic for sure. So when I have something to squeeze, I'm really excited. Anyway, Eileen Fisher. I love her stuff. So she has very basics, foundation pieces, right? But I love things made out of linen and cotton, and she has a lot of that. And her items they do last a long time. I have this one sweater, probably 8 years now that I've had it, and I still wear it. Awesome. Rewards for recycling. We believe that the future of fashion is circular. It will be restorative and regenerative by design, and that the clothes we love never end up as waste. Stella McCartney. Trade in and buy used. Our Worn Wear program celebrates the stories we wear and keeps your gear in action longer than repair and reuse. You know, that's a really interesting concept. What if clothing was like vehicles? Like you buy it, you wear it, and then you trade it in, you get some money for the trade-in, and then you use that money towards buying something else. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Retailers, you need to start doing that with clothing. You need to start doing that. Because I would be recycling all the time knowing I am getting a credit at some store for clothing. Heck yeah! Do it! Yeah, I know. That's the basic model of what boutiques, right? You trade in some clothes, you get a credit, blah, blah, blah. But it needs to be done on a greater scale with places like Poshmark or something. That would be awesome. Okay, anyway, moving on. Financially fit with thrift. The smart switch that can make you rich. Okay, dresses you can buy for $100. So basically on ThredUp, a dress that you can buy for $100, it's saying on ThredUp you can get $18 each, which is 5.5. Wait, what? 5.5 of what? Target. Am I understanding how this is giving this information? Hold on. $30 each, 3.3. Target, Nordstrom Rack, 67, which is 1.5. ASOS, $60, 1.6. Net-a-Porter, 44 each, 0.2. I don't get this graph. I mean, I see what they're saying from from context, but I'm not sure I'm really digging how it's presented. I mean, obviously they're saying that you can buy a lot of $100 dresses on ThredUp, right? Yeah. Stupid. Just kidding. Whatever. Buying used instead of new for 1 year saves you $2,420, which gets you a massage twice a month, or one trip to Hawaii, or a cappuccino every day. I'll take the cappuccino every day. Well, I do take a cappuccino every day. 1.1 billion. The amount ThredUp customers have saved in the past 5 years shopping secondhand. So actually, you're saving money when you're shopping. I tell John that. He doesn't buy it. 160 billion, the amount we would all collectively save if we bought used instead of new for 1 year. Gadzooks. Shop smarter. Okay, this is probably my third favorite visual. Brands with the best return on investment. This was very enlightening. Although you got to remember that this is data based on ThredUp. This may not be what's happening on Mercari or Poshmark, so take that with a grain of salt, but it's really interesting. So they have a X and Y axis. And they're showing in the left-hand quadrant are the low demand, higher earning items like Giorgio Armani, Max Mara, Badgley Mischka, Rebecca Taylor, Nicole Miller, Club Monaco, Juicy, BBJ Crew, BCBG, Max Azaria. So those are the low demand, high earning. Then in the right-hand corner, they have the high earning and high demand chart. In this, we have Gucci, Burberry, Helmut Lang, Fry, Lululemon, Rebecca Minkoff, Diane Vaughn, Furstenberg, Rag Plus Bone, Allison Olivia, and Vince. So this is the stuff that it does really well on ThredUp. Now, the low earning category, and I'm first going to read the low demand and low earning. Mango, Puma, Abercrombie, Uniqlo, American falls on this side, CJ Banks, Charlotte Russe, and Target. Although I gotta tell you, Knox Rose does pretty good for me, which is my favorite Target brand. Although some of the new ones that are coming out are pretty cool. Then low earning, high demand, which I think Zara needs to be in here. But we have Urban Outfitters, Keds, Under Armour, ModCloth, LuLaRoe, Crocs, Who What Wear, Target brand, J. Crew Factory, American Apparel, Misguided, H&M. High demand, low demand. High demand, low earnings. So that's your bread and butter kind of stuff in my mind. Then, based on their stats, brand investment, the best investment you can make, and this is where you can probably spend some money on, is Frye, Lululemon, and Helmut Lang. Yeah, I mean, if I saw a pair of Frye boots for $45, I'd buy them, knowing I can resell them for good profit. Worst, Giorgio Armani, Juicy Couture, and Mango. Ain't that the truth? I have Giorgio. Although, remember in my last video, I showed you guys that I sold a Giorgio Armani linen black dress for $99 on Mercari. So, you know, that's that. But yeah, you wouldn't be spending a lot of money to get this stuff. Inside America's Closet, the top brands when compared across states. I love this. You gotta know your states for this to make sense. But J. Crew and Hawaii, or no, that's Alaska. See, I told you. J. Crew in Alaska? Holy cannoli. Interesting, huh? Anyway, Nordy's up in Washington, Columbia, yeah, obviously, and Oregon. James Perse and Quicksilver. That I could see in SD Quicksilver, but Northern California, James Perse, I don't know. BB in Nevada. We have Maurice. Maurice's, look at Maurice's. Maurice's owns these states. And we have Patagonia, Torrid, Cato. I did not think Cato was really that big. That is interesting. Texas, you got Cato. LuLaRoe only in few places. No, only in one place. Hold on. LuLaRoe. I thought I saw LuLaRoe somewhere else. Nope. Lululemon. Vera Bradley. I guess. Ohio. You got Vera Bradley. Apartment 9. That's Kohl's. So Kohl's must own the state. Rag & Bone, Gap, LL Bean, J. Crew, Vineyard Vines, Lord & Taylor, Vera Bradley, Under Armour, Madewell, Hannah Anderson, CNC Calif. Really? Lilly Pulitzer, I get that. Although I thought Lilly Pulitzer would be Florida for some reason. Coach, New Directions plus Kim Rogers. I don't get that at all. Dillard's brands, Geranimals. I have no idea what that is. Geranimals? Okay, Dillard brands. Very interesting. These are brands that are more likely to be supplied to ThredUp by state. So this is what these states. Yeah, I thought for some reason we'd be Nordstrom because those are the brands I focus on. So anyway. So that is the report. Let's look at the definitions real quick. I should have covered those. I covered the sources, but I didn't cover the definitions. The resale market includes sales of all used products, both online and offline. So that's what they say when they say the resale market. It includes sales at traditional thrift stores, established auction sites such as eBay and other online marketplaces. The price, quality, and selection of products vary widely. Resale disruptors represent a specific segment of the apparel resale market. Resale disruptors focus on high-quality, gently used brand name products and present a more curated product assortment, which is what we are. We are fashion curators when we go thrifting and then sell it. Resale disruptors sell their products via peer-to-peer marketplaces, augmented marketplaces, and retail stores. So, this is the report. Once again, this can be found on their website. You can look at the reports from years past, and I am so grateful for ThredUp to supply this very optimistic, interesting report to us. Did you like it? Did you like it? Did you like it? Okay, back to business. So this is it. This is the report. If you've enjoyed this and you'd like me to read some other stuff to you while you're listing, I can do that. I can totally do that because you know what? I understand what lack of focus is. Anyway, the other thing I forgot to mention, my other Anchor activity is audiobooks. I listen to so many freaking audiobooks, and thank God for Audible from Amazon. I paid like a one-time fee and I get 25 books, and I've been just completely absorbing them and I love it. And I was just looking at it the other day. Did you know I can send you a free book that I read? My most recent book that I read was Elon Musk. It's a biography on him, the most fascinating person in the world. Anyway, I was just looking because it said share a book, and it says it's totally free and you won't need a credit card if it's your first time accepting an Audible book from a friend. So I can send a free book to a friend. If you want to listen to that book, hit me up down below and I will send it to you. Email. Is it email? Email or Facebook, I can send it to you and you can listen to it for free. Anyway, besides that, I wanted to tell you, besides Anchor activities, the other thing I do is the Pomodoro method. I don't know if you've heard about it, the tomato Pomodoro method. It's, they even have like a little tomato timer, but the concept is focus for like 15-20 seconds by using this timer. And the timer, when it runs, I think I have it somewhere, but anyway, it ticks. So the ticking is kind of reminding you, focus on what you're doing at hand. And after 15-20 minutes of complete focus, you're then able to take a break and go and check your social media and do all the other things. But you get this complete focus for that time the little thing is ticking. So that's also very helpful for focus. Anyway, also wanted to let you know that I'm a huge Johnny Was fan. I was just looking at all my catalogs. I have a lot of catalogs that come in the mail from Johnny Was, and oh my gosh, I love the most recent one. It has, check this out, it has a embroidered duster. Will I ever buy it new? No. $438. But it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Lord, one day I'll save up. One day. Or I'll buy it on eBay if it ever comes out. But I have the name of it. So that's why I love having these catalogs, because I can look up the name of things and stuff and original pricing. It's fantastic. Do you collect any catalogs? If you do, let me know down below. Oh, you should have seen this one. It's so pretty. So many pretty things. I can't help myself. I love embroidery so much. And once again, it's going back to my Eastern European roots. I love embroidery so much that I even bought a case for my MacBook that resembles embroidery. See, it looks like embroidery. It's not actual embroidery. And no, it's not by Johnny Was. So no, there's not going to be a link down below where you can buy. Well, yeah, I can link it down below. I bought this on Amazon. I'll link it down below. I will. Anyway, so this is it. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And if you have any other ideas you would like for me to talk about, topics to cover, please leave it down below. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you later.